my goodness. Najee, Kenny Pickett also. And he banks out. No, oh my, what's going on? Let's go, TD! What the hell was that? Let's go! Feed it! Yes! Yes! Let's go! Here we go, Steelers! Here we go! Steeler Nation, what's going on? I got to say, before I start the show, because I wasn't going to go live today. I wasn't going to do it. I had plans to, do a video, whatnot, and talk football. But I got to say, you guys are crazy. Everyone in the chat right now, you're crazy, but in a good way. Like dead set. No, I gave you no time to prepare for it, nothing like that. I put out the thumbnail, the video, and the next minute I see 5 in the chat. I'm like, what's up? Like, it's crazy, man. Are you GOAT? How are you? G'day, Rob. What's going on? Daredevil, Toddy. I saw you guys in the BTSC chat. It was kind of cool. Could have played Linda. No. Yeah, if I play that stuff, I get copyrighted though. Right? So I wasn't gonna. And let me check but today I want to talk a bit about OTAs and question and answer and that kind of stuff. And there's a reason why I'm going live today or live now. Check my audio. Audio sounds okay. So for the past like 10, 15 minutes, I was trying to create a video to put online, like the normal standard video where you just do 1 take, 2 takes, you edit it, right? And I pretty much fucked it up every time. And when I say fucked it up, I mean my dog bark in the background. I stuffed my words up or I mispronounced something like that. And I was like, man, I might as well just go live. Because when I go live, I reckon there's a bit more leeway to, stuff things up or have that like Steelers conversation back and forth when I'm chilling in my room. And I was like, yeah, sometimes when you do this stuff over and over and over, you get a bit in your head and you're thinking, is this crap? Like what I'm saying right, even now is now crap. I don't know. You know what I mean? When you're saying you steal a talk and you're talking this and you're halfway through a conversation and then you're like, that's crap. And all you want to do is start again. But with lives, you can't start again. So, and it is more just like a podcast, vlogcast where I can go back and forth with you guys, talking OTAs, talking football. So my video idea today went down the hill. I was like, it's crap. It's so crap. So I appreciate every single one of you tuning in at I think it's really late too. It's like 10 p.m. in America, super late. So we will get into some Steelers talk, but I just want to say that I'm super thankful for that because you put something up and then boom, next minute there's 10 people in here. It's crazy. And I used to do this stuff. With no one. 2 years ago, I used to talk to myself in the room when there was nobody listening. I did live stream and podcast when I saw the little ticker next to me that had 0. There was 0 people. So when I see faces and numbers there, names and the community stuff like that, I was like, let's go. It's just crazy to me. G'day, Miss Hoy. What's going on? Who else did I miss? Got Rod, got Goat, Daredevil, Madman, Najee 22. And I'm going to speak about Najee today too. I'm really impressed with the running game or the running duo with Najee and Jalen Warren. Those two fellas, if you go on to Twitter and find any pictures from camp or the OTAs the last 3 days, those two fellas, I think are going to be, mate, the power duo is going to be insane. Warren's ready to rock. I've got Warren having a breakout year. I did say 1,000 yards, and I kind of hope for that. But if he gets like 500 to 750 yards, we're cheering. All right, we're Ed Sheeran, dead set. JW was at 741. So you must be on the west coast then. Because I always go off when I type in. What I normally do is when I try and release my videos, USA time for me is, I think it's on the East Coast, is 10:42 p.m. Yeah, 10:42. So you must be like Phoenix or LA area. Because that's West Coast, right? That's West Coast. So you guys are still awake. It's still happening. And also, like, I had a big storm too. I was gonna actually, I hope it clears up because I want to go out and drive today. I want to go out and drive Uber Eats. But the rain's come over. We had a big hailstorm. I would have had a big hailstorm in the last like hour or so. And I was like, what better way to chill out, talk football with the rain in the background, the clouds in the background. Rod's got 9:42. Okay, cool. So we're easing into the night. So yeah, first of all, I know I've been rambling on, but thank you for that. Thank you for coming in and saying hello, because sometimes when you push that live button, you don't know who's going to come in, and you just sit here like a bit of a loser, talking to myself. So holy dooly. I did hear today. Did you hear that YouTube is getting? Are they? No, they shouldn't be. I don't think that's true. YouTube stories are or shorts. They're actually going off. I don't use them myself, but they're going off. But they could be. Yeah, I did hear Tina Turner died. No offense, it's bad, but it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me like a Franco Harris, will put it that way. So that sucks, but it's part of life. Najee says, what do you think the record will be? Now, this question, right? I've been going back and forth with this thing. I've been saying 11-6. I actually think now 12-5. I reckon they've got an easier schedule than we all believe. Where is it? The schedule is, here it is. Right? I reckon 12-5. I reckon they will go 5-1 in the division. I reckon they can beat any of these teams here. So any teams here that is division wise, you go 5-1. Cardinals, Packers, Jags, Pats, Niners, Titans. Those are winnable games. Texans, Colts, Raiders, LA, Seahawks, winnable games, right? Winnable games. So do we see 20-0? Maybe. But I reckon they can go 12-5. I reckon they'll probably lose 5 of those games. You know, they might lose against the Bengals, maybe lose against the Ravens. They might lose against the Seahawks and maybe lose against the Patriots or something like that. I don't know. I actually think 12-5 is a realistic number, to be very, very honest, right? To be very honest. So let me come back. Anyways, let's get into the topic at hand. So I want to talk a few things, and I also want to get your guys' opinion too. What have you taken away from the first few days of OTAs? Because the OTAs now, if I can find the little thing I have for it, this one, right? So they've ticked off 3 OTAs. They have a break now over the weekend. They come back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I guess they do like the OTAs in 3 different slots. So yeah, let me know, guys. What have you taken away from this? And I'll give you my thoughts, what I think about the OTAs, and what I kind of find fun or, you know, inspiring or like just that team mentality where they're getting back together. The band's coming back together, right? What do you guys find? Yeah, so for me, my first takeaway is this is Kenny's team, right? This is Kenny's team, and Trubisky was now supporting that. So he's come out and said, you know what, I'm here to be his mate, here to be his friend. Trubisky knows his role as number 2, whereas last year we didn't know that. Now, even also signing Mason Rudolph to a 1-year deal, he knows he's QB3. So you've got Kenny Pickett, Trubisky, and QB3 being Rudolph, right? Rudolph. So you got those 3 blokes there, 1, 2, 3. And that's really good for our team as well. That kind of like, if you know your quarterback number 1, it's a lot easier to go into the season and get all the QB reps and learn the playbook, and you have an understanding of it. Okay, he's the guy, right? And also, Allen Robinson has been talking really high about Kenny Pickett, that his leadership qualities and how he has a chance now going into year 2. He can take full control of the offense. So I like that. G'day, Randy. What's going on? Rod says we're going to surprise. Exactly right. We are dead set. I can see them winning this division. I can see the Browns falling apart, Ravens falling apart, and we're fighting out the division with the Bengals, right? So, oh yeah. The funny thing is, we can win every single game. The Steelers on this thing, maybe not last year because you're versing the Chiefs or Buffalo Bills. So they didn't verse the Chiefs. You're versing Buffalo Bills. Did they verse the Chiefs last year? No, they didn't. No, they versed the Buffalo Bills. They versed the Buffalo Bills and Eagles, right? I think they versed the Chiefs. Anyways, this year it's a much easier schedule. Like you look at the names on there, it's a much easier schedule. It's Colts, Texans, easier schedule. So My first takeaway from the first three OTAs is the fellas are black. The fellas are back in the black and gold, right? Now it's Kenny Pickett's team, 100%, and then you have the leadership going back down there from Kenny to Trubisky to Rudolph. That's set. That quarterback room is set, and that's fantastic. Then if you stick with it, because you know what's also I've been trying to get trying to talk through this part, right? I'm a defense guy. I love defense. I love Troy. I love Debo Harrison, James Farrier, Lawrence Timmons, Lamar Woodley, all those guys. Brett Kiesel, Big Snack. I love defense more than I love offense. However, this year, I'm actually more excited for the offense. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm more excited for the offense because they have Darnell Washington come in, and he's a big fella. Next to Gentry, 6'8", 6'7". They can run the rock. So my next takeaway is the running game too. The running game is going to be amazing with Najee and Warren, and if Jones starts to play, I don't know if Dan Moore's going to start. I feel like that's still a bit of a camp battle at left tackle, but you know what I mean. You have all these blokes there that can run this rock behind a bigger line. You think back 2 years ago, when they had Trey Turner, they had Kendrick Green at center. They had, I guess, Dan Moore was in his rookie year. I think Dotson would have been there too. So the O-line wasn't that impressive, but now the O-line is very impressive by bringing over Isaac Seumalo, by getting Jones, who can either maybe start week one or find a spot after Dan Moore, right? And then James Daniel Edition 2 coming over. This running game on paper looks freaking amazing. At the same time, though, when you see them on the field wearing the black and gold, you're like, it's time to go. So I would recommend anyone in the chat right now, when you get a chance, look up any highlights to do with the running game. If it's Najee pushing away those little punch broom things, if it's Najee throwing the ball down, if it's Warren running through, and like, look, not to sound like too very wary, right? But nothing against that. But look at his legs. Look at Warren's legs, man. They're massive. They're massive quads. They're bringing back that physical football, right? So yeah, not to gush over it or fantasize about that too much because you get in a bit of trouble. But you look at the way Warren is, and Warren is an amazing, compact football player. Same with Connor Haywood. When you watch his stuff and his highlights last year, they're right the similar player. They're short and stout and can just run people over. And I think we missed that. The Steelers missed that in the last few years when the Big Ben era is starting to die down a bit, right? So you can't give the ball. Oh, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. G'day, what's going on? It's amazing. So and you have a bit of a fanboy moment, like, oh, Warren. And also the reason why I like Warren so much, and he's becoming one of my favorites, is that mentality of the undrafted guy. The mentality of he's coming in undrafted, and no one expected him to be where he was now. And he's got a good chance for the second year to go and be RB2 and put up yards and put up some numbers receiving. He can receive, he can block, he has a high catch percentage. He can run the rock. Last year, he got 4.9 yards average, and year two, he looks even better in training camp. He's the one I'm most excited for is Jalen Warren. Dead set. And now we have 16 people. This is amazing. You guys love football. I love football. Peasy. They shot me in Denver. It's just, oh, man. I can't wait for the season, man. I'm so excited. G'day, Frosty. What's going on? I'm so excited for this season. I really am, because I reckon they're going to run the ball more than they did last year. And like when I say run the ball, I think more effectively as well. Right? They're going to use Darnell. They're going to use these guys as 6 linemen or bring in a bigger guy. Maybe they bring in a Herbig to on the outside too. I don't know. SmackDown says new jumper. Yeah, mate. I got a few. It's getting pretty cold. Like I'm excited to see what they can do. You know, in the different packages of the tight ends coming in and out, or the offensive line putting an extra man on the side. You know what I mean? Maybe you have 6 linemen, you have 1 running back, and you have 2 tight ends and a receiver out to the side there. That's what I'm keen for. I'm keen for all that kind of stuff. I'm keen to see them hopefully expand that playbook in different running back plays or packages and stuff like that. I'm just keen to see that evolve into something special. Now you also bring in Calvin Austin when you look at his highlights or his OTAs over the last few days, and we can get hyped about it. But Calvin Austin running across different jet sweeps, Calvin Austin, maybe playing the slot or get the ball in space. Can he be a returner? All that kind of stuff, man, is insane. Like it is insane. So, did I miss anyone? We can create our own Steeler team, pick and players from any era. Hines, Ward. Actually, I had an idea about that. I had an idea about that actually. Actually, no, I might actually save that for the members. I've got an idea for the members podcast. So sorry, guys who aren't members, but the members podcast, I have an idea. I think we might go through and create an all-time Pittsburgh Steelers team. Now, I might release it on YouTube as well, but maybe we do that. So I've actually thought about that. Like, who would you put at safety? Troy? Do you put Mel Blunt back there? Who do you put at? What team do you have? Do you have Cameron Haywood and Mean Joe together? Do you have, Shazier before the injury? Do you have Devin Bush? No, no Devin Bush. I'm joking, right? Let's go, man. Let's go. Okay, back to the idea at hand. But I'm more keen actually this year. I'm more keen about the offense, right? You think about it. The offense, what they did, Omar Carter and Mike Tomlin, everyone's putting shit on them this year and saying they can't win this, they can't do that. They're going to win 7 games, they're going to win 8. And it's like, it's not going to happen. They're in the chance right now to go out there and possibly win 10, 11 games, maybe 12 and win the division. Because the way they set everything up and the piece they brought in through the draft with Darnell, the big bloke being tight end, to use him, and even Canada said, I think in an interview, they're going to use him more in run. He can run block, right? They're going to use him there, and they're going to use the bigger fellas to protect Kenny. If you give Kenny time in this pocket, he should be able to find his pieces like Pickens, and that's an unbelievable second-year jump too, what he's going to go through. DJ, I think, will have a bit of a fresh life. I'm like, okay, let's go, DJ. Catch the ball, move forward, and score TDs. Then Robinson comes in as a vet. There's just so many ideas in this offense that, look, Matt Canada, I wish you luck, but don't screw it up. Put everything together, and you should see this team moving down the field and running over people. I'm just saying, I'm pretty damn excited. Woof! Really excited. Can I get a Can I get a hell yeah? G'day 46. What's going on? What is going on? Did I miss anyone else? Okay, you guys are all catching up. Toddy says Big Ben, Bus, AB, Hines, Heath. Yeah, that was amazing. And now we're seeing that. Oh no. No, I'll be intrigued. I'll be intrigued to see what Chase Claypool does. In year 2 with the Bears. I think Justin Fields came out with an interview and said he's playing okay, but he has to say that, right? But I'm going to more focus on Steelers, of course, this year, our offense. Look, Fryermuth's going to be ready too. I think this team overall will be ready to play, and I will be very disappointed, actually, if they come out and score 10 points week 1. But depends how that game goes. We know how talented the 49ers are on defense, but you've got back-to-back games to go out there, show your will, your physicality, and put everything in camp and put the foot down to their throat, basically. Now, Cameron Hayward did say, you know what, he's more focused on Cameron Hayward's more focused on taking his kids to school in May and not focused on winning Super Bowl, right? However, as fans, right now, what is happening, I think we can be optimistic and hopeful that this team takes a step forward, right? I really do. Don't we play the Bears? No. Wait a minute. I don't think so. If we do, where'd it go? I don't think we do. No, we don't. No. However, that's an interesting point though, right? So this year in 2023, when you look at it, there's a few teams that we're going to play with. Oh, Alan Faneca was awesome too. He was amazing. Actually, there was a podcast. I'm all over this, man. I'm all over the shop. There was a podcast on Steel City Insiders, I think, with Alan Faneca and Craig Wolfley too. I got to finish the rest of that. But here's the thing though, right? We're versing some ex-players. Now, of course, you have guys like Mike Hilton going to the Bengals, which were one of my favorites. We're versing him. For the Cardinals, you have James Conner. I can't remember anyone else who's gone over there, but James Conner. Who else? The Patriots will have Juju Smith-Schuster as a receiver. That's going to be fun to watch. I think San Fran's got Javon Hargraves too. So we're going to verse him week 1. Now, that's a matchup. Week 1, Javon Hargraves, defensive tackle, taking on this new O-line, him trying to get to Kenny Pickett, Najee Harris trying to run past him. That's going to be a matchup to watch. It's like Javon Hargrave, ex-Steeler, with the 49ers signed a big contract. I think also there was other blokes too. Robert Spillane is with the Raiders, so middle linebacker. I think he will play over there. I don't know if he's going to be 1, 2, or 3rd depth guy. And of course, we have with the Seahawks, Devin Bush and Artie Burns, ex-Steelers. So there's some real cool narratives going around the NFL, right? Hargrave week 1. Rod says we win. I reckon we can win. To be very honest, I think we can win this game. The last few years, the Buffalo Bills, and we've won, I think the Steelers have won 3 in a row. They've won the 2020, was it 2020 season? Yes, 2020 season, whoever they versed, they got 11 in a row. And then they won versus the Bills, which we had no one said we could win. No one said that. All the NFL media said the Bills are going to take you to town, and we beat them like 24-17 or something like that. Then the Bengals game, they stuffed up. Minka blocked the kick, which was crazy. They missed another kick, which was nuts, right? And we won that game. So they're going to do what they do every single year. What I've been noticing actually when I've really pinpointed it for the last like 5-10 years is the media just goes, Steelers can't do anything. But this year, out of all the other years, the additions they've made, like not only in the draft, right? I think I have the banner too for the draft. Where is it? Here you go. Right, look at the blokes they brought in. They got Joey Porter Jr. there, who's going to learn from Peterson. You got Darnell Washington, who we talked about. You got Corey Trice, who a lot of analysts and a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers media beat writers were high on. They like what he does, and they reckon that he could have been a round 3 or 4 guy, right? You have Keanu Benton, who looks like a massive unit. He's got tree trunk legs. Like, that dude's huge. You got Nick Herbig, who can play outside Highsmith, and I'm keen to see what he does in preseason. And also with the other bloke, Marcus Golden, coming in, that might be your 2 backups behind TJ Watt and Highsmith, right? And then Broderick Jones, number 7. This might be one of the classes we look back and go, holy crap, that was a fantastic class. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some good stuff here. I don't know. I don't understand why everyone's so down. We work hard. We play hard. And you know what? I'm going to take a quick little break, get a bit of water. And then maybe on the other side of this, we might start talking a bit of the defense and that kind of stuff too. I know I covered the offense a lot, but there's been so much happening in the OTAs. So give me about 30 seconds. If I can find "We're happy to be here" quote, I'll be right back.
It's the Steelers. What isn't there about it? Studs everywhere. Man, I'll play punter if they want me to. Whatever coach tells me, I'll play. Man, I love football. I love to play the game of football. I'm ready to play football. And I'm happy to be here. Just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of this team. So I'm happy to be here. I love the game of football. I think it's an art. I think it should be played a certain way. And that's why I love to play the game. I just love football.
Holy dooly. Rod says, see, Mark, you have friends. Yeah, I'm blown away. It's like 10:30 at night time, and we've had 16 people come in and say hello. So I might calm down a bit now, just chill out. But I'm really excited for this season because the OTAs are here. The OTAs have started. The team's coming back. TJ's back. TJ also had this quote as well. I saw this quote that I copied. Where is it? Yeah, I saw this online, right? Teresa Varley, she's a Pittsburgh Steelers. I think she's she's a beat writer on something like that. She's over there somewhere. Anyways, this was a quote from TJ Watt. And he says, this time of year is super important. That's why we're all here. We're all trying to get better each day, trying to grow, trying to learn from each other, trying to learn how to practice how we do things here in Pittsburgh. So that's pretty much saying, like, you know, this first step of OTAs is really important. Get the team back together. You see people in uniform. You go through the drills. They're not like crazy drills. I saw the running backs playing cards. Like, I think one of the coaches, I don't know who it was, one of the coaches was flipping cards like Gambit, and the players had to catch the cards. Like, I don't know if that's even gonna. I don't know what that means, but they were flipping cards like that, and I was like, yes, we're getting towards that point where once you get through this part, and it's going to be very quiet soon too, because once you get through the OTAs and mini camps around the corner, I think mini camps in June sometime, and training camps in July. There's about a month or so where it's really quiet. So I don't know what we'll do. I don't know if we just sit there, twiddle our thumbs, and wait for the preseason. But then once preseason comes, it's game time. We get to see all the action, all the players that have been doing the workouts, the Herbigs, the Darnell Washingtons. We get to see those guys hat on hat versing. Who do we even verse in preseason? I got to figure that out. I forget. Who do we verse in preseason? Let me see. Neville Steelers preseason 2023. And let me know too if you guys are going to pre. So we verse the Buccaneers the 13th. Sorry, the 11th of August for you guys in America. My 9 a.m. is week 1, and then we verse the Bills 20th of August at 8:30. So I'll be streaming all those games 110%. Buccaneers, Bills, and Falcons. So we have 3 games to oh man, I can't come. How far is that away? We're in May now, so we got June, July, August. 2 months. 2 months away from Steelers football versus the Buccaneers, which is going to be fantastic, right? But you guys got any questions, let me know. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. She runs, yeah. I remember Tomlin was saying that he passes the message on to her. Tomlin just says, oh, can you write this, and this? And then she like summarizes and does that. So she's cool, man. Still out West says Peasy will explain to Patrick Pearson how Steelers worked way back then. Yeah, I'm still catching up on that. Do you mean like original Peasy, right? Pat P said, yes, I've noticed that too. I've noticed that Patrick Peterson has been buying into the culture, even though he did say black and yellow, but that's fine. I'll let him pass. There was one tweet out there he said black and yellow, it's black and gold, but I'll let him pass. But I like that. I think he's buying in for the next 2 years at least. Yes. Did you see Patrick Peterson talk? I can't say his name. Patrick Peterson, Pat P. He talks like he's finally at home with the Steelers. He should be huge for us, team leadership. I think so too. I think so as well. I think you have him playing one side. You have Levi Wallace the other. I think they'll feed in. I think Shannon Sullivan will play in the slot. I think Joey Porter Jr. will feed in as well. I think we're going to be fine in secondary, right? Team will surprise people. Yep, I agree. 46. Oh yeah, 100%. I'm going to go through that right now too. G'day, Dundee. What's going on? Dennis Markson. What's going on? All right. Now with the defense, right? Think about this. Think about if Keanu Benton can be not a superstar, but be a good enough player to hold up with Cameron Hayward and Ogunjobi. That line is fantastic. Cameron Hayward, I think, is now in the near the end of his career where it's like you have to win a playoff game. You have to go and win something like that. Cameron Hayward needs to put that out there. I'm also excited too for DeMarvin Leal to see what he does. But I like the way that our defensive line got bigger. They brought in Armand Watts. They brought in, I think Montravius Adams will be on the outside looking in. Fahoko comes in too, right? There's a lot of bodies there and men there all fighting for the one position. And I feel like they're going to have like 6 defensive linemen there. Then you go what they did. And I reckon, look, I'll tell you what. I know some people aren't too high. Yeah, good point, right? Good point. And I know some people aren't too high about this. Where'd it go? But I saw this picture, man. I reckon they checked in. Also, the way that Elena Roberts like talks and with the confidence too. A lot of stuff, what I find as well, a lot of confidence off the field also tends to go onto the field too. Kenny Pickett is very confident off the field, and he's going to be a winner on. So when I see a picture like this, I took a screenshot of Roberts and Holcomb. Right, it's only going through drills, but going through those drills, they're so excited to play. So 50 and 55, they could be your starting middle linebackers and feed in Mark Robinson. I don't know, but I know there are media outlets saying, well, Roberts can't cover, but you might have Holcomb. He might be the coverage dude. And I'm not saying he's going to be the best guy out there, and it still might be the weakest link in this defense, but I still like how physical these guys are. Like dead set, I like how physical they are. And I like the way that the reason why I stopped it there on Roberts. Look at his stance, man. This guy's ready to play. He's ready to go. All right. G'day, PJ. What's going on? Let me get rid of this. Where'd you go, PJ? Where'd you go? PJ says, can't wait for the 3. Yes, exactly right. You're going to have Zach Gentry. I don't know why I said Zentry. I'm mixing my words up today. Gentry, Fryermuth, Darnell Washington, and you also might. I actually heard an idea I was listening to, and here we go back to the offense, right? Because the offense is so exciting this year. I want to talk defense. We come back to the offense every time. Now, I also heard on Steelers Nation Radio. I don't know who it was. As one of the announcers was talking about, you might see a package out there that has 4 tight ends. You might see you have a three tight ends, and you might see the Connor Hayward on the field too, right? You just might see that. How many is that? That's 4 people, 5. That's 9, 10. So I guess you'd have Connor, 3 tight ends. He would play halfback, maybe fullback, running back. Wait, that's 1, 2, 3. It's 4, 5. It's 9, 10, and then you have 1 receiver. So could you imagine if you had the 3 tight ends and Connor Hayward playing that halfback role? Because he can run the football. Let's be honest, he can. He can run the football. So I'm not saying it needs to be in line in a running back set. But what if you had 3 tight ends and Connor Hayward there as well, a 4 tight end set? And you had the big offensive line, the 5 of them, 3 guys, Kenny Pickett, and you had George Pickens on the outside, right? That's going to force, and I'm not super in on X and O's, but that's going to force other teams to come to the box, right? Load the box up, and maybe you do a play action pass to Pickens one-on-one. I'm just saying. Toddy says, "Isn't Trice outside?" Yeah, that's something I don't overly know. I got to learn more about that. Hooly dooly. What does Dante says? Isn't Quan Alexander inside linebacker? Yeah, I heard he came to the facility, but nothing's been signed. I think the Steelers signed who they signed the other day. Cody Chase, some receiver. Steelers signed wide receiver Cody Cress on Thursday, which was today. I don't think he'll make the team, but he's a bloke that signed today, and they signed Marcus Golden the other day for outside linebacker. So I don't know, but you know what? What I've learned this year, I don't know what Khan's going to do. You have no idea. Khan is full of mysteries. The Khan artist is full of mysteries. So Dante says, I can't wait to see the 3 safety set. Exactly right. You have Kazi out there. You'll have Minka, of course. Minka might have one of the years that's kind of like a Pro Bowl year. If TJ Watt and Highsmith are healthy throughout the whole year and only have, small injuries or they can play through, you might see Minka Fitzpatrick go off this year, right? I saw a football that Deshaun Watson threw in seven drills, and it just went right over the receiver's head. Those are the footballs that Minka Fitzpatrick can pick off and take back, right? We're going to see that as well. 46 says biggest hole in D is inside linebacker. And you know what? I don't reckon it's that bad of a thing. Because I think in every defense and every offense, you do need some form of like pros or strength and weakness. Obviously, on the defense, the strength is TJ Watt and Highsmith outside linebackers. And obviously, the weakness right now, the secondary looks okay. The D-line rotation with the 6 fellas, whoever rotates 3 on, 3 off kind of style, depending on what packages they use, if it's nickel or whatever, depending who they bring in for certain plays, that if the biggest hole in the defense or weakness inside linebacker, and also it's been that way for a long time. Ever since Shazier went down, it's been that way anyway, right? I mean, I'm pumped up. All right, you guys got any questions before we start to round it up? All right. Still West has put Darnell Washington, Pat Fryman, Zach Gentry out wide. Najee Harris right behind them. Yeah, I can see that. Three tight ends with the three tight ends or the trio tight ends, and they run up the field to block cornerbacks who are 6'1", 6'2". These guys are 6'4", 6'5". A natural pick selection where they're running up the field, Najee behind them. It's going to be awesome. 46 says, no news, man. I've heard nothing. And the more they leave it, the more I think they're going to go with Hayward at fullback. But you never know. Can Monty Pottybar make the team? Maybe. Do they bring back Derek Watt? Possibly. But I've heard no news at all. Right? Thanks, Rod, mate. Catch you later, man. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Okay. G'day, Alex. What's going on? Yep, he's a bloke too that in two years ago, he got 11 sacks and he's got 45 sacks overall. So he might be the guy that the Steelers need at outside linebacker, which is third depth. Every single move the Steelers have made has made a lot of sense. Toddy says, "G'day, Pete. What's going on, mate?" Toddy, and thank you everyone for coming in. I didn't expect 19 people. I actually expected today, because it's so late, I expected 5 people. 5. I was like, man, everyone's going to be asleep. I thought everybody would be asleep. But you know what? We're so hyped about our team. We just can't wait. We can't wait to see our team play. I'm just like, man, can it be tomorrow? Can they start tomorrow and play a 40-week season? Toddy says, I want to see a formation: Washington, Muth, Pickens, CA3, Najee, and Connor. That would be interesting. So you got Najee. So you got Washington and Muth, right? 2 tight ends. They can either play on either side of the line, right? You could have them either side or both sides. Pickens and CA3, Najee and Connor would be what, 2 big backs or 2 backs. Speedy receiver. Pickens go down the sidelines. Be fantastic. Is that too many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Yes. 12-man set. That is too many. Wait, yeah, too many. Any news about offensive play call? Not that I've heard of. I think Matt Canada's staying really quiet. Really, really quiet. To be honest, I think he's staying quiet out of the news. I haven't heard too much about him. All I'm going to say for me is I'm going to start fresh. I'm not going to say fire Canada. I'm not going to say I don't like him. I'm just going to say week 1, 0-0, move that football down the field. Hand the ball off to Najee, run behind the big line, start to get some good play calling, play concepts where you get Pickens the ball, you get Deontay the ball, move the football down the field. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see a 3 and out. If we get the very first possession, the very first one, and I see a 3 and out, I might lose my marbles. If we go 1st and 10, they know the run play doesn't work. And look, that's on the players too. It's not all on play calling. It's on the players as well. But if we go 1st and 10 and it's like we gain 2 yards, 2nd and 8, okay. And they run the ball again and it's like, 3rd and 7, and they do a screen to Deontay, 3rd and 7 screen behind the sticks, and then we get the ball at 4th and 5, I'm going to lose it, man. I'm going to lose it. I mean, like, it's the same thing as last year. So hopefully the offense has progressed. Hopefully the offense has opened up. Hopefully, because adding the pieces like the big guys up front, you'll see some more running plays where they can excel. And I think you'll see that this year, where we're not as frustrated watching the offense, because last year it got better. The average running game was, I think, 90 yards 2 years ago. And last year in 2022 was 140 yards average a game, 130 yards average a game. Right? So I haven't seen Potty Barn play. I haven't seen him play in the training camp just so far. 46 says, I don't normally say this late during the week. Yeah, I won't be going too much longer, so I appreciate you coming in. If it is 5 minutes or 5 hours, I appreciate that. But still, Central Time, 6 a.m. Holy dooly. Jeez. Hey, that's crazy. That's commitment, man. Waking up 6 a.m. That's commitment. That's hard to do. You work at 6 a.m. That's crazy. So you got to wake up like 5. J Devil says, run, jet sweep. Just please. I just want to see it work. And I understand. I understand that you have to see, not only the players have to buy in, the players need to buy in, the offensive scheme needs to buy in, like the coordinator, the play calling, it all just needs to work. And it's going to be frustrating if we see it where the first series that they go through and out. Like, we want to see something. Like, I wouldn't even mind, to be very honest. It's not the fact that the plays weren't working. It's the play calling, because I wouldn't even mind them seeing if they were 1st and 10. They come out at 25-yard line or the 30-yard line after a kickoff. Oh, actually, they won't return it. But 25-yard line, and Kenny Pickett goes 5 wide or 4 wide, and you have him in shotgun, and you see him pass the ball, and they're moving the ball down the field, man. Good question. Very good question, right? So to this question, so what are the first 3 plays you want to see, right? If I were to say in the versus 49ers, they're probably going to expect us to run. All those big guys up front, they're going to try and stop the run. I wouldn't be bothered if they had Pickens, Deontay, Calvin Austin out there, Najee Harris, and maybe Najee Harris the back. So what? 3 tight ends. That's 4, 5. Wait, what? Yeah, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, and Najee Harris. That should be 11, I think. That's so hard. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yes, 3 receivers, 1 tight end being Muth. So maybe you have Pickens, Deontay, Robinson, Najee, and you have like trips, and you throw the ball down the field, 10-yard gain, 5-yard gain. So just something down the field, man, that shows the team we mean business. Do you have to go straight to a run? Do you need to be a 1st and 10 and run the ball and get 2 yards? Okay, let's be a bit more adventurous and throw the football down the field. So if it was going to be me, 1st and 10, I'd throw that football down the field, and then you work your way from there. But we all know in the Matt Canada system that's been happening the last few years, it is the safe plays. It is the run, up the middle, the ISO, run, and on the 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6, they do a screen pass to DJ, and he gets tackled, and that's it. So, g'day, Rob. What's going on? How are you, mate? Welcome to the show. Thank you, mate. Woof. Yes, dead set. Want to see better routes and match talent. Yes, exactly right. Improve the route tree. I think everything just needs to improve, and the skill is there. Individually, all the skill is there. It just depends what these players can do with this route tree, with the play concepts, and that's why I think Steel Nation have been very pissed off over the last few years. Look, I'm not an X and O's guys, but you don't need to be. You could be someone walking into a room that doesn't understand football and look at the TV and go, "Why did he pass that? Wasn't he meant to get 8 yards? Why did he pass a screen on 3 and 8? Shouldn't he be, if you're trying to go past the sticks, shouldn't he be passing the ball over the sticks? Like, at least have a chance to get a first down? Just that kind of stuff. The shovel passes to Gentry, that kind of crap, it doesn't work. The jet sweep when you're 3rd and 12 doesn't work. So, yeah. Woof. Randy says, grill and chill, and Pat Fryman is like, yes, that'd be cool, man. All 3 of them. Dead set. Alex says, I would give the first 2 plays to be runs. Yeah, probably. The high possibility is going to be runs, right? Madman says 11 p.m. Oh, imagine if they had everything set where it was going to be a run, the defense buys in, Najee's ready, and it's play action to GP. Boom. Let's go, man. You know what I mean? Yes, exactly right. And look, if we can see it, we're not experts. We're the fans of the team. But if we can see it, we go, hang on a minute. This team has the skills with DJ, who's fast, with Calvin Austin, who's really quick now, you see that, with the veteran guy being Robinson, with Kenny Pickett, who's getting better every single day throwing the football. We can see the skill set there. We just want to see that put into action with an actual plan with this offense. And that's what it's missing. So I think that's why I'm so hyped. And let me know, guys, are you guys more hyped about the offense or more hyped about the defense? I'm more hyped this year about the offense, and that's crazy to me because I'm normally more hyped about the defense, right? From what I heard, deep balls going to, I did hear that too as well. I heard CR3 can run deep down the sides, like just blitz everyone. I know he's a bit smaller guy, but he runs past everyone, deep ball over the man, catch that, see you later, mate. So we're also going to see Kenny Pickett throw the deep ball quite a bit, I think, too. Yeah, it was, and I think Kenny talked about that. I think Kenny talked about the other day in an interview that he did like that play where they come back to it, but we want to see that playbook just open up, the route concept open up, and I think this is the year to do it. This is Canada's last year. If he doesn't do anything this year, he's gone, absolutely gone. Robert says Canada needs to study New England's 2 tight ends set. Gronk, yep, dead set. Use the tight ends more. Use Frymouth in the middle of the field. Use Darnell Washington as a blocker. Use those players more in the middle of the field. Take advantage of the middle linebackers and blokes like that. G'day, no one. You know what's going on? I think so. Yep. All right, guys, we'll take one more quick break, and then we're going to do some final question and answer, stuff like that. It's been an amazing show so far that I've had over 20 people come in at late notice. I gave you guys 0 notice, and you're like, you know what? I want to talk Pittsburgh Steelers. So I freaking love it, man. Give me about 30, what can I show you? 30 seconds.
All right. Watch out. Let's go, baby. That's awesome. Woo! Kenny, what's up? Hey, what you doing tonight, man? Y'all watching TV? What y'all got going on? Hey, you ready? You ready to come back to Oakland? Hey, we're about to make you a Pittsburgh Steeler, brother. Congratulations to you and your family. Bro, we're excited to have you, man. This is awesome.
Alrighty, and that's my good mate Mike Tomlin talking to Kenny Pickett. That was last year. Gives me a bit of time. I still need to I kind of want to create some other cool visuals during that time, but that just gives me time to get a bit of water because, yeah, I do run out of breath actually. Getting so hyped. I agree with what you're saying, Devil. I think this year is just something. It's something special. It does feel like something special. I feel like you're finding those players like Warren that we didn't. Think back a few years ago, right? You had Benny Snell was our running back number 2, and he's gone. Jalen Warren was an undrafted guy, a diamond in the rough, and I think. Look, I'm not going to put him up there as being a future Hall of Famer, but he does run the way that the Steelers organization loves to see football. The football be ran. Warren runs the way how the bus used to. It's just head down, bum up, just go through someone's face. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm excited to see him play. Same with Connor Hayward. He plays the way through. He plays through the person. Cameron Hayward is on a run too. Cameron Hayward's a veteran guy. Patrick Peterson, we talked about it. Peterson having that leadership quality in this defense to say, you know what, my last 2 years as a player in the NFL, future Hall of Famer Peterson, if he can bring us a playoff win, 1 or 2, or have a chance for Super Bowl, fantastic, man. G'day, Gage. What's going on? Man, congrats, Gage, on your adventure with the Broncos. I can't remember what it's called, but you've got 2 podcasts now, Denver Broncos Syndicate and another podcast as well. Congrats, man. You're going hard in the paint in this this aspect too of YouTube land and talking football. So I know you love your team. You're a good mate of mine talking Denver Broncos, but I still hate what Tebow did to us. Oh, I can't handle it. That was one of the hardest things to watch. Was Tebow? He beat Troy and they beat Ike, didn't he? It was Tebow to rest in peace to Demarion Thomas. I think he passed away a few years ago, unfortunately. Tebow in that playoff game, and I was like, it's Tebow, man. Like I was a big fan of Tebow. I liked the way he played football. He wasn't a traditional quarterback, and then he threw the zinger, threw that dart over the middle, catch, and 80 yards, and the game was over. Yeah, it's good for you. It's good for you. The game was over. Troy was a bit slower. He beat his man, Demarius Thomas, called it, ran away, 85 yards. O-time. I was like, that's it. That's it. Like, as Steelers fans, we're like, what do we do? Did we just lose? It was the first play. The very first play. We get to that point and we're like, did we just lose that game? And I was, yeah, man. So yeah, congrats on what you're doing. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. I still got to try and check out your podcast. I've just been so busy doing stuff, as you know, with this YouTube stuff and life and all that kind of stuff, going crazy. But yeah, man, you're doing fantastic thing. Pizza. A part of me, oh no. What year was that? 25th? Was that 2013? 2013 or something like that? And you're watching going, oh, we got to, everyone went to get their second. There would have been people in the stadium at home getting their second beer, or their third, fourth beer, coming back from the toilet and going, when does OT start? And then you're like, well, it's over. Yeah, that sucks. 2011. Yeah, there would have been guys coming back from the bathroom going, when does oh, no way, Jeff. when does OT start? And you sit down and go, what? Is it over? Really? That sucks. So, oh man. Not PC. Yeah, PC is crazy. All right, I'm gonna go back to some questions. Woo! Okay. Where did I get some questions? Here we go. Okay, Toddy says, do you think CA can avoid being injured throughout the season? Oh, do you want my real answer? No. I think he'll get hit. I think you need to have some kind of something on you, right? If he runs out of bounds, he can. If I was gonna go percentage wise, like if I had we don't want to hope on it though, but I'd probably say no. I think it's some form of fashion he'll be injured in some way. If it's a sore rib, if it's like a sore arm, if it's a stinger, I don't know. You know what I mean? The guy's a little guy, and if you in the bigger guys, you've got imagine like Javon Hargrave sitting on him, or a big safety over the middle in a route to knock him out. Like he's going to get hurt in some fashion. It's going to happen. Randy says, "How in the world did Steelers get their pick of quarterbacks?" I don't know. Now, some people are not convinced about Kenny Pickett yet. I'm at the point where I don't even care. I don't care. I don't care if he throws the ball 100 yards. I'm so hyped about Kenny Pickett, what he can do. And I'm going to wait until the season when I see 0-0, and I'm going to go on the journey with Kenny Pickett. I don't care. I'm not going to overanalyze him. Maybe in 3 or 4 years, I might overanalyze him or say, oh, that guy, Kenny did this. He was a bad this and this. I'm here for the hype. I'm here to be a fan and to support him. And I think Kenny Pickett with his offense can be a good quarterback. Not a crazy one, but we don't know yet. But at the same time, he won those games with Najee Harris, which my intro was going crazy, against the Ravens. Fantastic football going to Najee Harris on Big Ben's podcast. Big Ben said, you're aiming for Sims. And Najee said, nah, man, I was aiming for Najee Harris in the corner. That was great to see. The Pickett to Pickens versus the Raiders game was fantastic. That route right down the middle, ball in the hand, see you later, mate, walk-off touchdown. Like, this is something where we're going to be like, okay, you have Kenny Pickett. He had 6 TDs and 9 interceptions, three TDs run in. Okay, clean slate, rookie year done. There is still no rookie in the NFL that has ever won the Super Bowl. None. It's never happened. Never has a rookie quarterback in the NFL won the Super Bowl. Right? This year in year 2, Kenny Pickett should take a jump. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a big jump, but he should take some form of a jump to where you're like, oh, okay, Kenny's a guy, right? And now's the time too. I would say get on the train now. You don't have to. When you're on the train, all right? We're in Australia. We have a thing called a quiet carriage, right? So being on the Kenny Pickett train, we have a thing called a quiet carriage. You don't need to be like vocal and say Kenny sucks. He can't do this. He's got small hands. We won't be able to throw the football. Just be in the quiet carriage. Don't say anything. And when he does start to play good football, great football, then you can start to be like, okay. Because then you haven't made a fool of yourself saying Kenny was the worst quarterback in the world. Some people want to be right so much on Kenny that he's a bad quarterback, they will vocalize how terribly he is now and he's got no ceiling. And the next minute, when he starts doing well, then what happens? Then you're quiet, right? So I'm excited to see Kenny Pickett's journey throughout the whole year 2, year 3 transition. Woof, right? No one you know says the kickoff rule is ass. I agree so too. I talked about that the other day. I'm not a big fan of it. Will TJ Watt get 10 sacks first or not? Oh, that's a good call. I think Najee gets it. I think Najee gets multiple. So we're talking like back-to-back 100-yard games. I think Najee will get 100-yard games before TJ Watt gets 10 sacks. But that's a good question. I say Najee. Silver West says, how many players on defense will get 10 sacks this year? Okay, TJ Watt, Highsmith, and how many players? Like I'll say 3. I'll say 3 players. 3 players get 10. But I'm not going to name the third person. Alrighty. If we see this, I would just be disappointed. I just want to see the game expand, the offense expand, and it's not even my job to do that. It's the coordinator's job to do that. I'm just a fan yelling at clouds, but I want to see the just expand, mate. I want to see Pickens get a football with some space. I want to see some rub routes where DJ gets space with GP next to him. I want to see Fryermuth have no one around him because they cleared out 2 different areas, 2 zones, and Fryermuth comes over and they find, you know what I mean? I just want to see some creative throws. We don't see that. You're right. All we did see last year was the comeback route, the fade over. We didn't see anything really that cleared the field, right? And you have speedy guys where you can obviously move the defense around. You can clear zones out, send people down the field and make the safeties play back, and the cornerbacks follow them. Next minute, you have wide open space. Why don't they do that? You know what I mean? It's just frustrating. Pat P's influence on JPJ. Yeah, I see that too. I see that as well. I think Trice will be making the team. I've heard good things about him too. Would love to see the Carmen offer Zeke a team-friendly deal. Would you take? No, I wouldn't actually. I'm not a big fan of Zeke. I think he's done and dusted, and I've got kind of like some stats to back that up too. Not more or less on Zeke as the rain's coming down crazy, but to me, I don't think the Steelers in this offense, they need to have a third down running back do that much. Last year in 2022, the third down running back, I think it was between Snell and McFarland. They ran the ball or they carried the ball only 5% of the time, right? I think it was 52 snaps. 52 snaps out of the whole year was running back number 3. I don't think that running back number 3 is that important. I actually think that Connor Haywood can run the ball. I think that if they do have running back 3, it might be a guy like McFarland, but I think he's going to play very limited time. I can see them playing Najee Harris about 70%. I can see them, or maybe 65, playing Warren. I think he gets more carries, by the way. I think Warren this year gets more carries. So 60, 65% for Najee. Warren gets, 25, maybe near 30. And then we see again 5% goes down to McFarland. So I wouldn't say that running back number 3 is that valuable or that important for our Steelers. That makes sense, right? That's the way I see it. I saw the numbers last year. It was only 50. I think 53 snaps was between Anthony McFarland, and I think McFarland and Snell did that. Derek Watt ran the ball. I think Derek Watt ran the ball 11 times. So the guys who weren't Najee Harris or Warren was about 60 carries, and the rest of them was going to Najee, and the rest of them was going to Warren. I see if you're going to have a running back 3, you have a change-up guy that might be like Alfonso Graham, is kind of faster, or you have McFarland in there who needs a better camp too. It's really pissing down now. Woo! Can you hear that? Oh, dude. It's coming down, right? I think RB3 isn't that, to me, it's not that important. So I wouldn't waste time offering Zeke a contract. It is coming down. I'm so glad. I was actually going to go driving today. I'm not going driving anymore. So good question, though, but I don't think it's going to happen. Benny Snell, yeah, he was on the team apparently for a few weeks. All righty. Okay. Oh, crazy. Oh, man. It'll be fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. G'day, Claw. What's going on? Yeah, and he's gone too. So they're both gone. So Benny Snell's gone and Master T got cut. I think he had some injuries as well. Also, speaking of injuries, Anthony Miller got an injury too today. A lingering injury as well. Yeah, George. What up, George? How you going, mate? Yeah, there was. I did it. I did it spur of the moment. I just did it about an hour ago, spur of the moment. And now it's going crazy. So, yeah, they're gone. All righty. Yeah, he can be signed. That's exactly right. They cut people and then they bring him back too. Ben would have been one as a rookie Patriot, never brought in that camcorder. Yeah, true, man. True. Oh, what a name. What a name. I do like that name. Master Teague's a pretty cool name, for sure. All righty. Yep. I know another one too. I can't believe this stuff. When do they just like, I don't know if you guys, it's a bit dark in here now. Sorry. When does it come to a point that the Patriots like get banned for games or they lose competition points or they lose, you know what I mean? How many times do the Patriots have to do something wrong? They consistently are cheating. Like the scandal with us, with the camcorders, the stuff with the Jets where they film the Jets practices. They are consistently cheating, and all the stuff with Robert Kraft, where he got in trouble and Tom Brady kissing his son. It's like, dude, they're terrible. Yeah, same old teachers, man. All right. You guys saying no to Zeke? Yeah, 100%. I don't think he'd fit. And I don't think he'd fit for the Steelers. And also, I don't think the Steelers need him. I don't think the Steelers need to have a running back number 3. Like I said, the RB3 will be there to do gimmick plays, carry the ball maybe 5-6 times a game, and they're going to play 5% of snaps. It's going to be the Warren and Najee show. And I hope Warren gets more of a chance so he lets Najee have a bit of a rest. Because I think Warren can be a number one running back, but it's cool we got a number 2. That's a hard question. That's a hard question. Okay, let me answer this. That's a hard question. Do you know why it's a hard question? Because they got different styles. 2003. Now, Warren had better stats. Warren had a better average, right? So who was better? Hang on. I don't want to answer it. Okay. So when you go to the stats, Najee had 1,000 yards, 1,034 yards, 7 TDs. So I'd probably say maybe Najee was better because he had more TDs. But yards per attempt, Jalen Warren had 4.9. It's pretty high. He had 379 yards, 1 TD, and his catching ability is fantastic. So Jalen Warren's catching ability, he caught the ball 28 times and he was targeted 33 times, right? His catch radius is 85%. That's freaking high. That's freaking high. And yards per target, he got 6.5 yards. So he's better catching the ball in that aspect. And also, I remember seeing it a few times where he was getting, Kenny Pickett was under the pump, threw the pass to Warren. Next minute, he runs away. So he was gaining about 7 yards per carry in those receptions, right? But if you're going to say who's better, I'd probably say Najee Harris is better. But Warren isn't far behind. That's why I'm so hyped up on him. I hope so. If he's gonna be running back number 3, then play that role would be sweet. Yeah, Anthony Miller. I heard he was injured. There was something happened to his hamstring. Anthony Miller. I think what I saw on an article. Yeah, veteran Steelers battling hamstring injury to Miller. So that's not good for him because already the receiver room is stacked, absolutely stacked. So he did not practice on Thursday with an injury. However, there's not much concern. He'll be back on the field in no time. So he'll be back hopefully. Possibility, man. Possibility. I like the way he was running too. It also is wearing number 21. Does that mean that Trey Norwood would we see you later because he wears 21? He was too. He had that foot injury with a toe. And you know what? It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And I'm going to wrap up very shortly. It's been almost an hour. Having Najee Harris and Warren together, the 1-2 duo is not a bad thing. It's fantastic, right? I've seen him too. I like the way he plays as well. Alrighty. I love Warren, but he hasn't proven they can do the RB1 grind yet. Yeah, and that's true as well. Because I guess you get a bit more leeway with less reps, and you have, but I don't think we need him to be number 1. I feel like he probably could be number 1 in other teams, but you are right. He's got to go through that grind the way that Najee does it, man. Najee runs through these players, and he's the battering ram. He just keeps going forward, the legs pumping, takes all the hits, and the next guy comes in, Warren, and he's fresh to go, and he runs through the same holes. You know what I mean? They brought in Chase, Cody Crest, whoever that bloke is, some bloke out of undrafted guy. As a return guy. All right, guys, that's it, I think. That's my show today. I want to say a big thanks. I want to say a big thanks to you, everyone here. The live chat went up to 24 people. When I started today, I was trying to do a video. The video wasn't working, or I wasn't working. I was stuffing up. My dog barked. Getting words wrong, stuff like that. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go live. I want to talk about everything to do with OTAs. And I thought there only 5 people would come in. I thought, thanks, mate. I thought 5 people would come in. I was like, it's so late in America now. It's like 10:30 p.m. You guys are busy. I'm like, man, this shows you how freaking pumped up we are to see our team play. We're talking OTAs. OTAs. Thank you, 46. Appreciate that. Yes, he did too. Yeah. And there was also a point too, I think, where the media started calling out Najee. I think in the back of his mind, he wasn't running the same way. And then something clicked. Something clicked around, I think it was the Panther game. Around the Panther game, I think he had a really good game. And then he started making yards and going forward and running over people. So maybe I should watch the game again. I don't know what I should do today. I can't really go driving today. It's too wet, too dangerous. And I'm not a big fan of driving in real bad weather because you can have accidents, right? And I want to stay on this earth as long as I can. Thank you, Alex, for that. Thank you, Robert, man. Thank you, West. Awesome, guys. Uh, this is why we're here, man. Thank you, Randy. All right, guys. So thank you everyone for coming in. I thought 5 people, and you guys are like, nah, we got to support. We got to support our mate. We got to talk football. And each and every day this goes forward, this is going to be a huge season. I see some real positive things, man. I do. I see some wins. I see a positive record. I see the talent that is with this team. I see the brotherhood. I see everything about this is the new era, the Kenny Pickett era with Pickens and all these blokes. Something special is happening here. And if we do lose the first game, I will be pissed off. But I see something happening. I think it's fun. I think right now it's very fun. Woof. Alrighty, guys. Holy dooly. I bet 3 coworkers I could name. What? I bet 3 coworkers that I could name more Steelers than them combined. So you beat 3 coworkers and they didn't know anyone, and you just started naming them. You started naming them. You start going tick, 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 tick. Right? That's amazing. Of their teams. Oh, I could do the same. I could do the same. Like I think if you work through the list in the roster, you can pretty much name everyone, right? You can name them all. I won't do it here because we've been an hour and 10 in. Maybe the next time we can do it. Because if you're a massive fan, you know everyone. You almost know everyone, and you know their number too. Randy says, "What are you doing for us tonight?" Well, so it's my 2 p.m. If the rain clears up, I'll go out driving. If it doesn't, I'll probably just chill out and take the night off, and I'll drive tomorrow. I do Uber Eats, so I do this as a part-time job, YouTube part-time, and I do Uber Eats, driving, DoorDash part-time as well. So I won't make any money today, but it's sometimes when it's raining too hard, it's too dangerous. It's way too dangerous. Woof! All right, guys, hooly dooly. I'll see you guys in the next few days. We'll talk some more football, I guess. So I'm glad you guys are happy to be here. I'll see you later.
It's the Steelers. What isn't there about it? Studs everywhere. Man, I'll play punter if they want me to. Whatever coach tells me, I'll play. Man, I love football. I love to play the game of football. I'm ready to play football. And I'm happy to be here. Just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of this team. So I'm happy to be here. I love the game of football. I think it's an art. I think it should be played a certain way. And that's why I love to play the game. I just love football. We love football.